Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Swamy Vijay's EMRS Tier 1 General Paper English Part 6 as well as KVS NVS Language Competency Test. So we are going to read once, prepare once, but face all these two examinations. So today's topic is clauses. But before I begin the clauses, explanation, simple complex compound sentence transformation in practice, let me tell you that all these topics are already covered in the previous batches. All those topics videos are available on YouTube or on in my YouTube channel, which are unlisted or private, and those videos I will release daily, morning one and evening one, so that we'll finish this general English part, which is part of EMRS Tier 1 examination, and as well as language competency, which is applicable for each and every teacher, principal, PRT, librarian, whoever you are. If you are preparing for Tier 1 KVS and NVS, this part is compulsory, which has 10 marks, 10 questions. Okay, so let us begin without any delay. So we will start with the question answer sessions, and these sessions will be duration of only 1 hour, not 1.5 hour, 2 hours. So we'll start with the question answer session directly. Instead of 10 questions, 5 questions will only be presented on the screen. We will discuss those 5 questions, then I'll explain the topic for half an hour, and then after the completion of this class, I'll release a recorded video as well as this video also, and one CBT. Okay, so this is the method which we are going to use to complete general English part or language competency part, to complete within one single week. So on screen you can see the first question. I'll read and you have to answer to this question in the text messages. So the first question is, identify the clause type in the underlined part. I will support whoever proves their sincerity. So this underlined part is a clause and you need to identify what type of clause it is. So there are 4 options: A, noun clause; B, adjective clause; C, adverb clause; 4, reduced clause. So there are 3 clauses we have to study under clauses: noun clause, adjective clause and adverb clause. And then what is a clause? Okay, so a clause is a group of words, part of a sentence which has a subject and a verb, is called a clause. Okay, so the first one is, I will support whoever proves their sincerity. Okay, maybe the sentence come from my heart, so that's why it might have written like that. I will support whoever proves their sincerity. So this whoever proves is a clause. And what type of clause it is? Is it noun clause or an adjective clause or adverb clause or reduced clause? The answer is, it is a noun clause. But how to identify a noun clause? How to identify the difference between a noun clause, an adjective clause and an adverb clause? We are going to study, but you all know that a phrase, a clause, and then different types of clauses and different kinds of clauses, and how these clauses can be changed to change a sentence from simple sentence into complex, complex into compound. I will be speaking fast. I will be explaining things fast because these things were taught to you, or these things were being taught to you, or you might be teaching these things or these topics to so many students. So I don't waste your time. 1 hour duration will go quickly, but I'll explain everything clearly. Okay, so the answer to this question is, it is a noun clause. Let's go to the next question. Choose the sentence that contains an adjective clause. So noun clause means a group of words which acts like a noun or as a noun is called a noun clause. Now what are the group of words in these 4 sentences which contains an adjective clause and acts as an adjective clause? So choose the sentence that contains an adjective clause. She left before I could speak. The book that you gave me is priceless. To win the prize, you must work hard. He asked me to wait outside. So which sentence contains an adjective clause? What is an adjective clause? A group of words which acts as an adjective, which modifies, which explains about the quality of the noun. Okay, so the answer option All of you are sending. I can see the answer option on the screen, and the answer is option B. The book that you gave me is priceless. What is that? It is the book that you gave me is priceless. Okay, so that you gave me is priceless. In that you gave me is actually an adjective clause. So this sentence, the book that you gave me is priceless, contains an adjective clause, and that adjective clause is that you gave me is then adjective clause. Correct. Third question. Identify the adverb clause in this sentence. Although he was tired, he continued the journey. Now here also you can see, as you are all advanced learners, there is one subordinate clause and there is one main clause is there. So generally the adverb clauses, adjective clauses or noun clauses, generally they are also part of subordinate clauses or dependent clauses. So identify the adverb clause in the sentence. Although he was tired, he continued the journey. Which part of the sentence carries an adverb clause? He was tired, or although he was tired, he continued the journey. Right. Answer option is B. So you all have the clarity about a clause, an adjective clause, an adverb clause and noun clause. But when you go deep into the study, or when you go deep into this topic, sometimes we feel confused to identify the noun clause, adjective clause, adverb clause, and also sometimes we feel confused about transformation of sentence from simple to complex, complex to compound. So these topics I am going to explain in this class. So all three answers you have given correct answers, options, questions. Fourth question. Identify the noun clause used as the complement of the verb. Identify the noun clause used as the complement of the verb. The problem is that he never listens. That is the sentence. Identify the noun clause used as the complement of the verb. The problem is that he never listened. What is the noun clause which is used as a complement of the verb? The problem that he never listens, or he. Right. Send your answers, please. Others also please participate. Okay, so the answer is option B, that he never listens is a noun clause and is used as a complement of the verb. So the problem, what is the problem? That he never listens. That is a noun clause and it is being used as a complement of the verb. Now identify which is the verb here. The problem is that he never listens. Which is the verb here? Where is the verb? Where is the verb? What is the verb? Listen. The problem? No, the question, second question is, the follow-up question is, the problem is that he never listens. In that, which is the verb? Then only you'll understand this noun clause is used as a complement to the verb. Is the verb. Is the verb. So, the problem is that he never listens. That he never listens is a noun clause, that we understood. And it is used as a complement of the verb, that is also understood. But actually, what is the verb in this sentence? The sentence carries the verb and the verb is. Is the verb, and that he never listens is the noun clause which acts as a complement to the verb is in this sentence. Maybe second question is very simple, but you might have got confused. Otherwise, the answer is very easy. Fourth question. Identify the correct complex transformation of okay friends. Fifth question and last question. Identify the correct complex transformation of the simple sentence below. So one simple sentence is given. To win the trust of the people, he worked sincerely. Maybe this sentence also come from my mind today. To win the trust of the people, he worked sincerely. Now this is a simple sentence. This is a simple sentence. To win the trust of the people, he worked sincerely. If you see this sentence, question sentence or simple sentence, to win the trust of the people entirely is one part. He worked sincerely is another part. Here he worked sincerely is the main clause. To win the trust of the people, what it is actually? To win the trust of the people is what? Is it a phrase? Is it a clause? If it is a clause, then what it is? Whether it is a subordinate clause or independent clause, what it is? You'll answer here, but first let me ask you a question. To win the trust of the people, what it is? No, it's not subordinate clause. If it is a subordinate clause, then this cannot be a simple sentence. He worked hard, he worked sincerely is a main clause. But to win the trust of the people is not a clause, it is a phrase. It is a phrase because a simple sentence has only one main clause. They can be more than one or more than one phrases, but a simple sentence has only one main clause. Okay, so this is a simple sentence. To win the trust of the people, he worked sincerely. Okay, now transform this into complex. What is the right answer? Option B. He worked sincerely because he wanted to win the trust of the people, or he worked sincerely so that he won the trust of the people. He worked sincerely and he won the trust of the people. He worked sincerely, therefore he won the trust of the people. Why all of you are sending only B as the right option? He worked sincerely because he wanted to win the trust of the people. Why it is only correct? Let us analyze. Let us analyze one by one sentence one time. He worked sincerely. Okay, so he worked sincerely. Already we know that it is a main clause. Okay, that he won the trust of the people. So why can't this option A can be also considered? He worked sincerely so that he won the trust of the people, because here there are two conjunctions are being used. So is a coordinating conjunction and that is also connecting this one. So he worked sincerely so that he won the trust of the people. Okay, so is correct here. Complex sentence means we need to use only the subordinate conjunction, not coordinating conjunction. Okay, right, fine. So option A is not correct. Option C, if you see, he worked sincerely and he won the trust of the people. He worked sincerely is a main clause. He won the trust of the people is also main clause, and these two main clauses are joined by a coordinating conjunction, and so it is also a compound sentence. It is not a simple sentence or a complex sentence. Option D, if you see, he worked sincerely, therefore he won the trust of the people. Now tell me whether therefore is a subordinating conjunction or a coordinating conjunction, whether it is a conjunction or not. Therefore, the one which connects these two clauses, main clauses, what it is it a conjunction or not? It's a coordinating conjunction. Two main clauses are there. Okay, okay, Shivkumar sir, that I understood. You, everybody understood. My question is, in examination, if it comes therefore, whether it is a conjunction or not. If we accept it is a conjunction, then what type of conjunction it is, whether it is a subordinate conjunction or a coordinating conjunction. The question is, if there are two main clauses are connected by a conjunction, then it is a coordinating conjunction. If a main clause is connected to or connected with another subordinate clause, then it is called a subordinating conjunction. So the rule is, a coordinating conjunction can only connect two main clauses, and a subordinating conjunction can connect or join one main clause with a subordinate clause. Okay, so these are the 5 questions for warm-up activity so that we can continue ahead. Hina ma'am, do you have any question?
Yes sir, same thing. Therefore, I had a doubt. Why not therefore? Thank you sir.
Welcome. So I will now move to iPad and I will join using my iPad and I will write and I'll explain. To some extent I'll explain because all these videos are already available in detail. I explained lengthy classes I took for the previous batches, but I don't want to just leave you to watch videos and to answer to those CBTs. I also want to explain whatever I have learnt after those batches. I would like to share with you all. so that it will also help me to safeguard my, what do you call, it also helps me to retain the information. Otherwise I'll also forget if I don't teach all these things. Okay, so let me join through my using my, what do you call, iPad. Where it is? Okay, the link I have to. Now I think I'm in a different class. Okay, so I'll join using the classes. So this is actually if I had started with determiners, articles, all those things, those are the very simple and easy topics. Not only for me, you ask anybody, they will tell that those are easy topics comparatively with other topics. So that's why I wanted to go with this these topics, so that it will help you to detailed only. Not, I don't want to rush, because I know that these topics are little difficult and little confusing to understand, so I'll explain each and everything slowly only. Okay, though you are all teachers, those who are advanced learners, but please listen to me for half an hour only patiently, though you know all these topics and though you have great command over these topics. Okay, so today's topic is clauses, and then we'll move from clauses to different types of clauses, and then kinds of clauses, and then transformation of sentences. So I'll write few things and you have to tell me what are those sentences, or what are those things actually. So if I write in this way, in blue and black color, COLOUR. Now tell me what it is. In blue and black color, what it is? Is it a sentence? Is it a clause? Is it a phrase? Or is it any other thing? What it is? In blue and black color. Right. It is a, others start answering, it is a phrase. It is a phrase. What is a phrase? The, what you call, Renan Martin or any other standard English grammar book, they says that a phrase means a group of words, part of a sentence, which has no meaning or sense, or full meaning and sense. So here in blue and black color, we don't know what is in blue and black color, why it is in blue and black color, where it is in blue and black color, what object or which object. So a phrase means a group of words, part of a sentence, which has no meaning or sense. But another way to identify what is a phrase is, a phrase is a group of words which has no verb. A phrase is a group of words which has no verb. Now tell me, where is verb in this, in blue and black color? Which has no noun and verb also. Both you can add, noun and verb also. There is no verb and there is no noun in a group of words which are part of a sentence. That is called a phrase. Okay, now let me write another one. Car is in black and white color. Now what it is? Is it a phrase or a clause? What it is? Car is in black and white color. What it is? Okay, so some are telling sentence, some are telling clause, and some are sending it's a main clause. Then let us understand whether it is a clause or a sentence. CLAUSE. Is it a clause or is it a sentence? Which one it is? If it is a sentence, then what is the difference between a sentence and a clause? If it is a clause, then what makes this clause different from a sentence? Now understand, what is a sentence according to the Renan Martin grammar, which we generally believe standard. So what is a sentence? A group of words, part of a sentence, which has a complete sense is called a sentence. That's what we have learnt. A group of words, part of a sentence, which has a complete sense is called, or meaning is called, a sentence. Okay. Clause must be followed, tenses. Okay, one by one we'll understand. So what is a sentence? A group of words. Let me repeat. I don't check messages. If I check, then I may get distracted. A group of words which has a complete sense or a meaning is called a sentence. Then what is a clause? Clause definition is a group of words, part of a sentence. A group of words, part of a sentence which has a subject and a verb is called a clause. The definitions are: what is a sentence? A group of words which has a complete meaning and a sense is called a sentence. What is a clause? A group of words, part of a sentence which has a subject and a verb. Then if you analyze this sentence one by one we'll understand. If you analyze this sentence, she has a car. Simple sentence I am writing. In this we have a subject, we have a verb, and even we have here in this sentence we have an object. So a subject is the doer of the action, and an object is the receiver of the action, and has is the verb here. But if you go deep into the subject, this sentence is divided into two parts. What is the two parts? This second part of the sentence is called predicate. The second part of the sentence is called predicate, and the first part of the sentence is called subject. So what is the job of the predicate? The predicate tells or explains what actually the subject does in the next part of the sentence. So a sentence is divided into subject and predicate, and the predicate definitely should have a verb, may not have an object or a complement or any other word, but a sentence must have a subject and a predicate. A predicate must have a verb, may not have an object or a complement or an adjective in the part of the sentence. Okay, so this is the basic. Now if you analyze this sentence, a sentence which has a subject and a predicate, now this one you come back. Car is in black and white color. Is it a sentence or not? Is it a sentence or not? Car is in black and white color. Is it a sentence or not? Okay, then what is a clause? Give me one example for clause in your text box. Give me one sentence or give me a group of words and show me, give me one line or a group of words which we can consider as a clause. I took the book yesterday. Why can't it be a sentence, Santosh? I took that book yesterday is a complete sentence. How can you make it a clause? No, I want to understand in examination point of view. If it's a basic question, dinner before the guests. Okay, it's a basic question, the difference between a clause and a sentence. Basic question. Can we consider clauses also sentences and sentences also clauses? Can we consider sentences and clauses both are same? Yes or no? Send me the message. Can we consider, not every time, but generally definition wise may be different, but if you write a sentence you can find a clause also. Okay, Hina?
Yes, sir. Sir, clause is actually part of sentence. It can have a verb. It can have an object. It can. I doubt about subject, but clause will surely have a verb and object. It is a part of sentence. Sentence will have subject as well as predicate, as you said, subject, verb, and object. As a sentence before the dinner before the guests. It doesn't have any verb, but it's part of the sentence. Clause is, in short, a part of sentence. That's all. But sentence, it can have clauses, numerous and innumerous clauses.
Okay, thank you, Hina ma'am. So let us understand, if you write a simple sentence, she has a car, or if you take any other one, let us go with the same sentence to avoid wastage of time. She has a car. In this, we have a subject and we have a verb. Okay. Okay. Listen, friends. She has a car. Here we have a subject and we have a verb, and here this has a complete meaning. This has a complete meaning. So it should be considered as a sentence. It should be considered here as a sentence. But now I'll write one more sentence, and then you will understand why this sentence, which is completely full sentence, will become or turn into a clause. She has a car which is expensive. Now this is not a simple sentence. This is not a simple sentence. It has a combination of so many words. It has a combination of two different sentences with two different structures. Then if anybody asks you whether this is a sentence, you obviously say this is a sentence. Whether it has a meaning, yes, it has a meaning. Then they will ask you, if it is a meaning, then why it is so lengthy? Why? What is the work of she has a car in this sentence, which is expensive? What actually these two different parts of the sentence explains, communicates? Then we come to explain these things, and we should understand this part of sentence is different functionality. This part of sentence has a different functionality. Like a child, like a small child, if somebody asks you what is the functionality's difference, then those are conditional clauses, Rani. If somebody asks you, then you will explain like this. In this full sentence, she has a car which is expensive. It has two parts, and this part of the sentence, she has a car, has a subject as a verb, and it has a complete meaning. It doesn't depend upon another part of the sentence for a complete meaning. So that's why it is considered as a clause first of all, and the second one, it is considered as a main clause. Then again some student asks, then what is this which is expensive? Again you'll explain, in this part of the sentence also there is a subject, there is a verb. So this is also a clause. This is also a clause. Then again some student may ask you, if this is also a clause and if this is also a clause, then what is the difference between these two clauses? Then you will explain, she has a car is a independent clause or a principal clause or a main clause, because it doesn't depend upon the next part of the sentence for a complete meaning. She has a car is itself a full sentence which carries the full meaning. But when you come to which is expensive, we don't know what actually this which stands for. Whether this which is connected to the car or this which is connected to the she. That means whether the which is connected to the object of the previous sentence or which is connected to the subject of the previous sentence. So this which is also a subject, is expensive is also a sentence which has some meaning. But to understand what has expensive, which is expensive, we should depend upon the first sentence. So the first part of sentence is providing the complete meaning to the second part of this sentence. So that's why, though it is a clause, which is expensive is a clause, but it is considered as a subordinate clause. Now when you write these kind of sentences, then you have to divide the sentences into different parts. Then you will explain, in this sentence there are two clauses. If I remove which is expensive and if I bring only one sentence, she has a car, then there is no question of the doubt about clauses. It is a simple sentence. It is a sentence, a group of words which has a complete meaning or sense is a sentence. So when that is a lengthy sentence, when there is a lengthy sentence which has different parts with different functionalities, then only we'll take a sentence as a clause, because it is part of the sentence. Those are all we'll practice running, those are all. But the basic question is, what is the difference between a sentence and a clause? If there are different, or if there are multiple combinations, or if there are two or more than parts of sentences, then only we'll divide that sentence into clauses for a better understanding. Okay, so this is about. Now the third question is, after the difference between a phrase and a clause understood, after that we understood what is a main clause, what is a subordinate clause, then the question comes, now these subordinate clauses can be modified for different purpose. Now in this sentence or in this clause or in this part of sentence, she has a car which is expensive. As I told you already, this is subordinate clause. Now tell me what type of clause is this? Which is expensive is what? Whether it acts as a noun clause or an adjective clause or an adverb clause. Tell me. Which is expensive is a subordinate clause. But what type of clause it is? Is it noun clause or adjective clause or an adverb clause? Okay, Ranjita, noun clause is sent. Others, my question is, third question is, in this sentence, which is expensive is a clause, which is a subordinate clause, that we understood. Now tell me, which is expensive is what type of clause? One is, somebody is sending it's a noun clause, somebody is telling it's an adverb clause, somebody is telling it's an adjective clause. So there are only three
Adjective.
clauses. Prince, wait. There are only three clauses. Okay, so all three you tried. So all of you are having different options. So let us understand how to identify a clause, whether it is a noun clause, whether it is an adjective clause, whether it is a adverb clause. So this is the third part of the class. After this, we'll go to the simple complex compound sentences and then transformation of sentences. Okay, I hope I am not rushing fast. These things are very basic concepts, so we don't want to waste too much time, or I don't want to explain unnecessarily too much. Now how to identify these three different clauses? So subordinate clauses are further can be modified or divided into noun clause, adjective clause and adverb clause. Okay, now what is a noun? Noun is a naming word. What is a grammar book's definition of a noun? A noun is a word which denotes name of a person, name of a thing, or name of a place. That is the standard definition which we all have learnt. We learnt. Noun is what? Naming word, or more specifically, noun is a word which represents the name of a person, denotes the name of a place, or name of a thing. So noun means what? It denotes the name of a place, name of a thing, and name of a person. So that is a basic definition. Listen to me, Rinko ma'am. Then what is an adjective? Tell me, what is an adjective? Whether it qualifies noun or modifies noun. What is an adjective? What is the job of an adjective in a sentence? Whether it qualifies noun or modifies noun. Right, correct. So adjective's job is to qualify a noun. That means it will tell you, or it will talk about how does that noun look, how does that noun appear. Okay, so that is the job of an adjective. It qualifies a noun. Okay, then what is the job of an adverb? It qualifies noun only. Then what is the job of an adverb? Whether it qualifies or modifies. It modifies. Give me answer. What is the job of an adverb? Whether it modifies or qualifies. It modifies. Right? It modifies. So it will exactly tell you the the efficiency or effectiveness tells by the adjective, but here this adverb modifies the noun. Right, qualifying verb or another adverb. Okay, so this is a basic job of a noun which denotes the name of a place, person and thing. Adjective qualifies the noun and adverb modifies the noun. Extremely, we can go even adjective also modifies, but for general understanding, adverb modifies noun, adjective qualifies noun, noun denotes place, thing and person. That is the basic concept. Now, what is a noun clause? Before that, let us understand what is a noun phrase. Before we go to noun clause, let us understand what is a noun phrase, what is an adjective phrase, what is an adverb phrase. Okay, so what is a noun phrase? A group of words which are part of a sentence acts like a noun, then it is called a noun phrase. A group of words part of a sentence which acts as an adjective or does the work of an adjective, then it is called an adjective phrase. A group of words which acts as an adverb in a sentence, then it is called an adverb phrase. Then what is the basic difference between a noun phrase and a noun clause? Explanation is easy. What is the difference between a noun phrase and a noun clause? Noun phrase we understood. Now what is noun clause? What is the basic difference between a noun phrase and noun clause? In the noun phrase, though the group of words acts like a noun in that particular part of the sentence, they don't have verb. There is no verb in the phrase. If there is a verb in a group of words, then it is called a phrase. So what is the basic difference between a phrase and a clause is, in phrase, group of words, part of a sentence which acts as a noun, but they don't have a verb. And what is a noun clause? A group of words which acts as a noun has a verb. So that is a basic difference. Now what I want from you is, though I have written so many sentences, I want you to give me an example for noun phrase. Example, noun phrase. Give me an example for noun phrase. Give me example. Noun phrase. In the sky, a beautiful picture. Okay, others? Noun phrase. Others also please give me. If you give, then only. The tall building. Okay. Noun phrase. Others thinking? After a long time. Noun phrase. Okay, your answers are correct. I'll write something. You tell me whether it is right or wrong. To go to Delhi. Is it a phrase or not? Is it a phrase or not? To go to Delhi. There is no verb. There is no verb. Okay, so it's a phrase. Okay. Now, what is a clause? How can you transform this into a clause? Noun clause. To go to Delhi. How do you transform this into a clause? Is it possible phrase can be transformed into clause? Answer to the question. I have written one phrase, to go to Delhi. Okay. Now, can you transform that into a clause? Renuka ma'am.
Sir, to go to Delhi, go means that is again verb, no, sir?
To infinitive.
Okay, sir, okay. Understood.
Okay. Now, can you make this into a sentence and give me a noun clause? Is it possible? We have to go to Delhi. Shiva said we have to go to Delhi. Now, can we consider we have to go to Delhi as noun clause? Can we consider we have to go to Delhi? Why not, Renuka? He said what? He said
Sir,
what?
have means have is there no sir?
No,
That is must.
you understand the basic. He said what? He said what? We have to go to Delhi. So
Okay. Okay.
when you pose a question to the verb what, if the answer comes 90%, that part of the clause is a noun clause. He said
Sir,
what? We have to go to Delhi.
sir, can it be to go to Delhi is difficult is a noun clause?
Come again, Jyoti ma'am.
To go to Delhi is difficult. Can it be a noun clause or not? I
To go to Delhi difficult. Then it
is
comes.
difficult.
But here he said what? He said
Uh,
what? To go to
no,
Delhi.
if we will arise a question, where to go to is difficult.
Then it will become an adverb clause.
So Delhi is the noun, na sir.
Delhi is noun, but actually how to identify whether it is a noun clause or not? We have to
Yes,
ask a question to the verb what. If the
yes.
answer comes to the question 90%, it is a noun clause. If you ask a question to the verb which, if the answer
Okay.
comes to that question, it is an adjective clause. If you pose
Yeah.
a question to verb where, if the answer comes, it is 90%, it is an adverb clause.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. Next, let me go to the next one, adjective clauses. So let me explain directly how to identify a clause, whether it is an adjective clause, adverb clause, or a noun clause. Okay, we'll study that one. So whenever you try to find out whether this, first you need to find out whether it is a subordinate clause or not, then you can identify whether it is a noun clause or an adjective clause or an adverb clause. What is the basic difference between a phrase and a clause? Phrase has no verb, whereas clause has a verb. Okay, so first let us understand how to identify a noun clause, because definitely you are going to get questions from this part. Noun clause, adjective clause, adverb clause, definitely you are going to get questions. Okay, Prince, you want to say something? Prince?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll write one sentence and everybody find out. Otherwise first I'll explain, then it is easy for everybody to understand without wasting much time. Raju wants a football in blue color. Okay, now tell me first of all whether this sentence has clauses or it is a simple sentence. Raju wants a football in blue color. Simple sentence, correct? Is there is any clause? Is there is any clause? No clauses. There is no clause. Okay, so a sentence which has no clause, then you cannot identify, there is no question of identifying adjective clause, adverb clause, or noun clauses. Okay, Raju asked where I was going. Okay, it won't come question mark. Now in this sentence, do we have clause or not? Raju asked where I was going. In this we have clause. Okay, fine. So Raju asked where I was going. Okay, now tell me where I was going, if we consider it as a clause, what type of clause it is, whether it is a noun clause or adjective clause or adverb clause. To identify that, we have to pose question to the verb in that sentence. Raju asked what? Raju asked what? And Raju asked where? Raju asked which? Now to which question you get the answer? Raju asked what? Raju asked where? Raju asked which? Some of you are telling that this is a adverb clause. It is not an adverb clause. It is 100% noun clause. It is 100% noun clause. It is not an adverb clause. It is confusing sentence. Raju asked where I was going. The moment you come to that word where means you think that it is an adverb. It is not an adverb clause. Where denotes the place. Raju asked what? So he asked about the information. He asked about the information and this acts as a noun. So Raju asked where I was going. This part or this clause acts as a noun. Okay? Any confusion? Raju asked where I was going. It's a noun clause. Okay. Another sentence we'll write. Noun clauses. So many examples. I'll take Raju only, easy for us to understand. Raju wishes, W-I-S-H-E-S. Raju wishes that he will go to USA. Now that he will go to USA is a clause. Now find out which clause it is, whether it is a noun clause, adjective clause, adverb clause. It is a noun clause. Okay. So Raju wishes what? Raju wishes what? That he will go to US. So another clue is if a clause begins with that, generally 99% it must be a noun clause. It must be a noun clause. That is a clue. But you may not get these easy sentences. If you get easy sentences, fine. But generally these kind of sentences may come in the exam, so that you will get confused and you go with the wrong answer option. So be very careful. So to identify the noun clause, we need to ask the question what to the verb. 90%. I cannot say 100%. Without practice you cannot find out. 90% the clause is noun clause. Okay. Let us go to the next one. So what we have to do, we have to ask this question to verb. Next one we'll find out adjective clause. Maybe Santosh. Next one is adjective clause. ADJECT, adjective clause. Okay. So I'll write one sentence. Adjective clause. One sentence I'll write. Rashmi. Okay. Rashmi. No, I'll just, it will be very simple, easy sentence for you. Let me, the girl in the car, is my friend. The girl in the car is my friend. First tell me, is there is any clause in this sentence? The girl in the car is my friend. The girl in the car is my friend. Any clause is there? Or is it a simple sentence? It's a simple sentence. Okay. Though it is lengthy, the girl in the car is my friend. There is only one verb, is. So it's a simple sentence. Okay. Now, the girl who is in the car is my friend. Now in this, Do we have clause or not? Okay, we have clause. Who is in the car? Who is in the car? Now, how do you identify this, whether it is an adjective clause or a noun clause or an adverb clause? How do you, who, correct. How do you ask? Is it an adjective clause? Adverb clause. The girl who is in the car is my friend. So if you ask the girl who is in the car is my friend, you understood adjective. But how do you understand, how do you solve this kind of questions? To whom are you going to face the question? Whether you are going to ask the question to verb or to the noun? To noun or to adjective? Earlier in this part of the question, explanation, I said you have to ask question what, where, which to verb. But here, to identify the adjective clause, we should pose the question to the noun. We should pose the question to the noun. Who, whom, which. Okay. If you find answer to the question, the girl who, the one who is sitting in the car is my friend. So, to find out an adjective, you need to pose question to the noun, relative clause also. So, this is the way we have to find out the difference between a noun clause and an adjective clause. Who denotes the noun, correct, who. So, for adjective clause, you need to pose question to the noun, and to the noun clause, you have to pose question to the verb. So, here you have to pose question to the verb, and here you have to pose question to the noun. And there is one more clause which is left, and that is little confusing, but we'll find out that. Okay. Third one is we have to find out the clauses for adverb. ADVRB, adverb clause. Okay. Now the question is the same question, the sentence I'll write with a little difference. Raju asked, where is the movie theater? Movie theater. Now tell me, Raju asked, where is the movie theater? Now, where is the movie theater is a clause. Now tell me whether it is a noun clause or an adverb clause. What it is? Is it an adverb clause? No, don't get confused. You just check properly. Raju asked what? Raju asked what? Where is the movie theater? So it is a noun clause. There is no doubt about it. It is a noun clause. Okay, Raju asked what? Information, correct? This is acting as a noun. Group of words, noun clause. Now let me write one more question. Raju asked where, W-H-E-R-E, where. Raju asked where no one went before. Now tell me, Raju asked where no one went before. What it is? Raju asked where no one went before. Again noun class, how? Raju asked where no one went before. It's a noun class, right? It is also a noun class. Now let me ask one more. Give right. Raju speaks with wisdom. Raju speaks with wisdom. Now tell me. Raju speaks with wisdom. Now tell me whether it is a phrase or a clause. Raju speaks with wisdom. Is it a phrase or clause? No, check properly. I am trying to confuse you so that in examination you may not get confused. Raju speaks with wisdom. If I remove this with, Raju speaks with wisdom, if you want to use it wisely, Raju speaks wisely. That is a simple sentence actually. But I said Raju speaks with wisdom. Raju speaks with wisdom. Now what is this? With wisdom. Raju speaks wisely. You understood wisely is an adverb or adjective? What is wisely? If I write this sentence, Raju speaks wisely. What it is wisely? Is it an adverb or adjective? What it is? Raju speaks wisely. Adjective or adverb? Some are giving adverb, some are giving adjective. Raju speaks how? Raju speaks how? How does Raju speak? He speaks wisely. Is it adjective or adverb? First basic question.
Sir, adverb.
How? Jyoti ma'am.
Raju speaks how? Raju speaks how. So it gives the answer of the how. That will be the adverb.
Okay.
Speaks with wisdom.
Okay. Right. So Raju speaks wisely. Wisely is adverb or adjective. We'll find out. Adverb, adjective or adverb. See, Raju speaks here. It's an action. It's not about his looks. Okay. So Raju speaks wisely. If you ask question, how does Raju speak? He speaks wisely. It's an adjective or adverb. Again, I am asking you. It is an adverb. Everybody accept? It is an adverb. Okay. Right. Adverb. Next. Raju looks wisely. Is it right sentence? If I write like this, Raju looks wisely. No? Okay. Raju looks handsome. Raju looks handsome. Here handsome is adjective. Okay. So if this is a basic concept actually. If you want to find out whether it is an adjective or an adverb, the basic question in a sentence, if a word is given in examination hall and if you get confused whether it is an adverb or it is an adjective to find out, use that in a sentence. Raju speaks wisely. Raju looks wisely. Whether it appropriate, it doesn't. So if an adjective doesn't suit properly, though it looks like an adjective, it is actually an adverb. Now let us go to another sentence. These are all basic questions, but still let us practice.
Sir, excuse me, sir. One doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Raju looks handsome. Again, the question if we ask Raju looks how? So it gives the answer handsome. But if handsome is for looks or Raju?
It's the
Can
it is qualifying the noun.
Yes. So it cannot be. No, I know that handsome can be the adjective, but if we ask in a clause, can it is not a clause. Raju looks handsome.
No, it's not a clause.
Because noun and verb is here. So it cannot be clause. Why?
It's not a clause, ma'am, because it is a simple sentence. No. It has only 3 words: subject, verb and predicate, a subject, verb and adjective.
Yes, sir. So it's a simple sentence.
Simple, ma'am. Another explanation is Raju speaks wisely. It is the direct connection of the verb. This wisely is connected to the verb and it is actually enhancing the quality of his speech. How does he speak? Wisely. So it is actually modifying this verb, not noun. But here the handsome is actually modifying the Raju's quality. How does he look? Raju looks handsome. Here, how does Raju speak? He speaks wisely. So depending upon the usage, this wisely acts as an adverb, handsome acts as a adjective. Okay, now let us move to the noun clauses. Adjective clause we completed. Let us go to the adverb clause. Okay, can anybody give me a sentence for adverb clause? Adverb clause. Can anybody give me sentence with adverb clause? I'll also write from the book only I am writing. I'll write Raju acts bravely. Raju acts bravely when required. Now, Raju acts bravely when required. Now tell me whether there is an adverb clause or not here. Is there an adverb clause or not? Raju acts bravely when required. Raju acts bravely when required. You ask the question to verb again. How? Raju acts. How does Raju act? He acts bravely when required. So this adverb or this adverbial clause is actually connected to the verb. So if you ask a question to a verb, how, if the answer comes, then it is an adverb clause. If you ask a question to a noun, which, 90%, which, if the answer comes, it is an adjective clause. If you ask a question, what, a manner shows. If you ask a question, what, to the verb, if the answer comes 90%, it is an noun clause. So this is the basic difference between identifying noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. The maximum confusion arises in between adjective clause and adverb clause. Noun clause 99.9% we can easily identify. But when it comes to adjective clause and adverb clause difference, we feel confused. Or so many times we get confused, and I believe that with this little explanation you may understood or you may understand, and you will never commit this mistake of finding the right clause. Okay, so let me repeat once again. One more technique is if you want to find out a noun clause, whether it is a noun clause or not, you have to replace the clause, replace the entire clause with a pronoun. You can use it or them. You replace the entire noun clause with a pronoun it or them, and if it is properly replaced without changing the original meaning, then that is a noun clause. And another one is finding an adjective clause. Okay, to find an adjective clause, ask which one or who to a noun, not to verb. You have to ask this question to a noun. The answer comes, and the answer, if it has a verb, it is a adjective clause. Even if an answer comes, if it doesn't have a verb, then it is a adjective phrase. Then the last one is adverb. How to identify an adverb? Ask questions when, where, why, and how to verb. And if you get an answer to these questions, then that part of the sentence is called adverb clause or adverbial clauses. Now let us move to the next topic, simple complex compound sentences 8, 9. Let me take 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Now after understanding these noun clauses, adjective clause and adverb clause, these are actually in another way, these are all subordinate clauses. These are all subordinate clauses. Now these subordinate clauses are three different types that we understood: noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. But when it comes into the different way understanding, the clauses are divided into two types. One is independent clause. I hope you all know this one. Independent clause. It is also known as main clause. It can also be called as principal clause. And the second one is dependent clause. Dependent clause, or it is also called as subordinate clause. Why should we learn? Because we know that even in a simple sentence there will be one main clause. If there is no clause, we cannot form a sentence. We cannot form a sentence 99.9%. We cannot form a sentence without a noun and a verb. So in a simple sentence there will be one clause. And how to identify a subordinate clause? We need to identify that subordinate clause, if it depends upon the main clause, it is considered as a subordinate clause. But why should we learn? Because the subordinate clauses can be converted into phrases in simple sentence, and the subordinate clauses can be converted into main clauses in the compound sentences. The sentence which has phrase can be transformed into a complex sentence, finite clause, main clause, and a sentence which has a subordinate clause can be converted into a main clause. So let me write simple examples for simple sentence, complex sentence, and compound sentence. Okay. BEING, being lazy, she failed in the exam. So it is a simple sentence because she failed in the exam is a main clause, being lazy is the phrase. Being lazy is the phrase. Now how can we convert this sentence or transform this sentence without changing the meaning of the sentence, without changing the tense of the sentence into complex? Give me an answer. Being lazy, she failed in the exam. What is the complex of this sentence? Complex structure of this sentence. Give me the complex sentence. Being lazy, she failed in the exam. What is the complex sentence? She failed in the exam remains same. Now this phrase will become a subordinate clause. Another, since lazy, she failed in exam. Since may not be correct. She failed in exam since she being lazy. Is since coordinating conjunction or subordinating conjunction? As correct, Santosh. As she was lazy, she failed in the exam. She failed in the exam as she was lazy. Correct. So as she was lazy, she failed in the exam. So this part of the sentence is main clause, which I have exactly copied from the simple sentence, and this phrase converted into a subordinate clause. This is subordinate clause. Why it is as she was lazy? Because as is the subordinating conjunction, and this subordinating conjunction connects this subordinating clause with the main clause. So this is a complex sentence. Now how to transform this into compound sentence? Again we'll repeat the same main clause without changing. She failed in the exam. So this remains as a main clause. Even a simple sentence also it remains as it is. Complex sentence also it remains as it is. In the compound sentence also it remains as it is or remained as it is. Now how do we transform this phrase into complex? Already we transformed, and now this subordinating conjunction, subordinating clause, we have to transform into the main clause. As she was lazy, she failed in the exam. So this will become she was lazy. Now give me the conjunction, coordinating conjunction. What is the right coordinating conjunction? She was lazy dash she failed in the exam. Which one is the right coordinating conjunction to be used in this sentence? Give me the word. So, okay. She was lazy, so she failed in the exam. Right. She was lazy, so she failed in the exam. So this is one of the models of simple to complex, complex to compound. Can we use therefore? Try. She was lazy, therefore she failed in the exam. Is it appropriate? Therefore. Ranjita ma'am? She was lazy, therefore she failed in the examination doesn't suit. Fanboys is short coat. Okay. Right. I will go to the another one which is exactly opposite to this model. This one. I'll write simple sentence. In spite of being ill, she cleared the exam. Is it correct sentence? Anything is grammatically wrong? In spite of ill or in spite of being ill? Which one is correct? In spite of being ill or in spite of ill? Being correct. Okay. In spite of being ill, she cleared the exam. Right. Now, what is the simple to complex? We'll keep this sentence main clause as it is. This is the main clause. So, we'll keep the main clause as it is. So, she cleared the exam. Okay. Now, tell me, how do we transform this phrase from simple sentence into a subordinate clause? In spite of being ill, she cleared the exam. How do you write? Though, 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 or even you can use although, though she was ill, she cleared the exam. Though or although she was ill, she cleared the exam. Now it is a complex sentence. Though she was ill. This has or this is a main clause and this is the subordinate clause. Now let us transform this sentence into compound. We'll keep the main clause as it is without touching. She cleared the exam as it is we have written. Now transform this subordinate clause into main clause. Transform this subordinate clause into main clause. She was ill. Now give me the coordinating conjunction. No, in spite of her illness. No. In spite of her illness. In spite of being ill, correct? As far as I know, it is in spite of being ill. That is the sentence structure we use. Now here tell me. She was ill, yet she cleared the exam, or but she cleared the exam? She was ill, yet she cleared the exam, or but she cleared the exam? Which one is correct? She was ill, but she cleared the exam, or she was ill, yet she cleared the exam? Right. Is there any difference between yet and but? Yet and but? Contradictory. Okay. She was ill, yet she cleared the exam. But reason, yet has to happen. Okay. It is contradictory. Okay. So we have completed two models. But for a positive and negative or opposite. Okay. It is negative also. Okay, fine. Let us go to the another one. In spite of her poverty, she studies well though she is pushed. Okay. Now let us see why here but is not suitable. Let us see with this another one. In spite of her poverty, Poverty, in spite of her poverty, she studies well. In spite of her poverty, she studies well. What happened, Hina?
No, sir, I had a doubt between in spite or despite.
Okay.
Despite of her poverty. Are they both same, sir?
No.
Yes. Thanks.
Where am I? 1 second. Okay. Now transform this into complex. In spite of her poverty, she studies well. Transform this. though she is poor. Okay, despite doesn't take off, in spite takes off. Okay, in spite of her poverty she studies well. What is this complex sentence? Though she is poor, she, though she is poor, she studies well. Okay, good, Rani. This is complex. Now what is the compound sentence? Tell me. Though she is poor, she studies well. Okay, fine. What is the compound sentence? She is poor dash, she studies well. It's a compound sentence. Now tell me whether it is yet or but. Yet or but. She is poor but she studies well. Okay, so here in this model it is but is correct. In this model it is yet correct. Now what is the difference? Because they'll ask you such kind of simple, may not ask you, but this kind of questions may come. So in the previous model, in spite of being ill, she cleared the exam. Though she was ill, she cleared the exam. She was ill, yet she cleared the exam. Because contradictory, this is not matching with this first part of the sentence, or the subordinate clause is contradictory with the main clause, or the first main clause contradicts with the second main clause. But here if you see, in spite of her poverty, she studies well. Though she is poor, she studies well. She is poor, but she studies well. Now what is the function of but here? Though it is a coordinating conjunction, whether it contradicts these two clauses or it supports each other. What does it do? Give me a text message. We'll go to the last model. There are 3-4 models are there. We'll practice one and then we'll stop. It also contradicts here. She is poor but she studies well. Tell me. Whether it is but or yet, you clear that in the previous model it is yet. In this model it is but. But whether but here contradicts or supports. She is poor but she studies well. Positive, contradictory. Okay, any other? What is actually this conjunction is doing? Positive, contradictory, and there it is negative, contradictory. Okay, it is 8:23. Okay, one more we'll practice and then we'll end this session. It's positive, contradictory, correct? Though it is contradicting, but it is actually supporting in one way. Though she is poor, she still studies well. Okay, she is poor but she studies well. It is completely negative. Okay, where am I? Another one we'll practice and then we'll close this session. It must be simple. Okay, maybe it is applicable for you also. Wait a minute. Study hard in order to clear KVS. It's a simple sentence. Study hard in order to clear KVS. It's a simple sentence. Okay, any question with this? Study hard in order to clear KVS is a simple sentence. Now there is confusion. Transform this into complex first. Study hard in order to clear KVS. How do you transform this? Study hard in order to clear KVS. Others also, please. If you study hard, you will clear KVS unless you study hard. But if you write unless, then the meaning changes, Rani. First, let us go with the normal way. If you study hard, okay, if you study hard, Is it right? Or if you do not study hard, if you do not study hard, which one is correct? Whether this one is correct or this one is correct. Study hard in order to clear KVS is a simple sentence. Now when you start writing complex sentence, if you start with if you study hard is right way of beginning, or if you do not study hard, which one is correct? First one or second one? If you study hard, then what happens? If you study hard, what happens? Now complete the sentence. If you study hard, you will clear the KVS. Think about this question. Study hard in order to clear is a simple sentence. How do you transform this sentence into complex and into compound? This is your homework. After this class, find out whether you have to begin with this if you study hard, or if you do not study hard, or you can go like Rani tell, no, unless you study hard. Okay, unless you study hard. If you use that one, unless you study hard, which one is the right way of transforming this simple sentence into complex sentence, and how to transform this complex sentence into compound sentence? So this is your homework. All of you write down. I'll share another video with the question paper, CBT, everything. But this question, study hard in order to clear KVS. How to transform this sentence into complex? Can we start with unless you study hard, or if you do not study hard, or if you study hard? What is the right way? Two answers are correct. One is wrong here. You can begin with unless also. But if it is unless, whether unless can be used in complex sentence, whether unless is a word can be used in complex sentence, or unless can be used only in simple sentence. So this is your homework. You can write down this question. This is the question I gave you in this class at the end. Study hard in order to clear KVS. What is the complex form of this sentence? What is the compound structure of this sentence? That is, you have to give me in the WhatsApp group after completion of this class. And it is already 8:28. So I'll take only 2 minutes to end this session, because I want to tell you the same thing again before I close. All these topics, starting from verbs, tenses, articles, determiners, adjectives, and active and passive voice, simple complex compound sentences, degrees of comparison, direct speech, indirect speech, all these basic grammar was already covered in the previous batches. All those recorded videos are with high quality. So I will share those videos every day, morning one, evening one, along with the live class. Okay. Along with the live class, you have to read and study and watch those videos, and you have to complete the CBT. And this week, in 1 week only, we are going to complete the general English part, qualifying part for EMRS Tier 1 examination. And then along with this one, we are going to complete the language competency English part also in this 1 week for the NVS and KVS Tier 1 examination. And next week, we'll take up Hindi. As many of you are from northern part of India, it is easy for you. But for me, I have to write each and every sentence. I have to learn, and then I'll explain the basic concepts. But I'll tell you today only how you have to clear or crack or get the qualifying marks in the Hindi part also. The technique which I followed and the technique which I suggested to many candidates is master reading comprehension or unseen passages in Hindi. Identify, recognize the words, read those questions, recognize those keywords from the question and match with the unseen passages sentences. If you can clearly match those keywords from the question sentence and the unseen passages sentence, the 4 answer options, you can find out which one is the right answer option, which one is not the right option. So in that elimination method, you can easily score 5 marks, if I am not wrong, 5 answers under reading comprehension passage, or even at least 3 answers from the reading comprehension passage in Hindi part, and you can score maximum marks in the English part. Together you can score 8 marks without any kind of difficulty. That is my guarantee or assurance before beginning the Hindi classes. Okay, so let me end this class here. It's 8:30. I'll share one video, recorded video on English grammar, and the question paper also I will share. But be attentive, be have a disciplined approach for preparation. As I told you, in this week we are going to complete general English part. We will complete it, and you have to complete it, and we will go for Hindi part in the next week. Okay, so hope you understood the seriousness of these examinations. Those who are lazy, those who don't show any kind of commitment towards this kind of high level, all India level competitive examinations, which requires a high consistency of preparation, may not clear these examinations. Okay, so take care all of you. I'll share the video within 5 minutes and the CBT also. Take care.